Positions or strategies expressed on WLAF TV 12 do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
Hey, this is Mark Beckman with Independent Insurance Consultants. You're used to seeing Blake McCoy sitting here. We decided to change it up a little bit. I'm helping folks with their Medicare and TennCare questions. If you've got Medicare Part A and Part B, if you've got TennCare to go along with that, you most likely qualify for extra benefits at no cost. Please give us a call, 866-691-5571.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Linda Kilgore, State Farm.
State Farm agent Linda Kilgore is driven to save you money on your home, auto, and life insurance.
Hi, my name is Linda Kilgore. I'm a State Farm agent in Jacksboro, Tennessee. I have 32 years insurance experience. I have been here in Campbell County for about 21 years. We offer auto, homeowners, life, health, banking, and mutual funds. Come by and let us give you a quote. Doesn't cost you anything. We can answer all your questions and choose the coverage that's right for you.
Or see State Farm agent Ann Gwen Love.
If you need rental insurance, stop by and see me at Linda Kilgore State Farm.
For all your insurance needs, see State Farm agent Linda Kilgore in Jacksboro across from Walmart. 423-566-5000. 566-5000.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Tonight's show's also being brought to you by True Value Homes in Scott County over in Huntsville. They're on Highway 27 and the junction of 63 and 27. Folks, if you got property, you can get a home. The requirements as far as a credit score is not the big concern. So you wanted to get that home for a long time. Now is the time to get it. And that's True Value Homes in Huntsville. Folks, from the interstate 141, it's 19 miles. And their overhead is nothing like being in Knoxville stuff. It's over in just an open area there that definitely couldn't cost him that much to rent like it is anywhere around. So he don't have the overhead. He can give you good deals. That's Keith Klothfelder. Number is 663-8633. Also, Ron's Golf and Flea Market bringing you tonight's show. Now, Ron, folks, has got, for you ladies, he's got those real expensive wallets. He's got them for $30, and the wristlets for $40. He has Ray-Ban sunglasses for $20. Need to get down and check him out. And while I was there this evening, he sold a golf cart. So he's got, I know he's got 3, and there's one down there, I'm telling you folks, it's an old golf cart, but it's a club car. Club cars, basically, their frames never wear out. They're just hard aluminum. And the other golf carts, they don't have that. But he's got that for $1,400, I believe, 14 something like that. And you just need to bang around, and you change those batteries every 4 or 5 years, and it'll last you 50 years. So check him out. Just check out, and he has, I know that he's got 3 down there, and he sold one tonight. So anyway, he might not have them by the end of the week. Just check with Ron, and it's located in the old Big Lots building. Also, Riggs Drugs at Jacksboro. They're open now on Saturdays till 1 o'clock, and they take Humana insurance. So anyway, got a couple of things to talk to you about tonight, but I'm also just open for anything you want to talk about, and that goes for every week. But there's one little thing that I wanted to ask about. School started, I don't know, we started last Thursday, and something very strange as far as I'm concerned, in the middle school at Oneida, the kids are now having to rent their wall lockers to put their school stuff in, and they don't have enough lockers for all the kids, but just the kids, I guess, I don't know. I just can't imagine what the schools are going to ask for next. And my way of thinking, if you don't have enough for all the kids, you go to a certain level. Because I'm telling you, my little grandson, folks, I guarantee you there's days that he brings, last year in the 3rd grade, that he would bring 20, 25 pounds of books home and homework due, and 2 to 3 hours every evening. What are we sending our kids to school for? If 7.5 hours a day in a classroom. Now, I understand that kids is having a hard time or something. They need a little bit more tutoring, but how many families in this area that really can help or tutor their own their children? I guarantee you that at least 1/3, maybe even half of the kids cannot get help at home. And I just wanted to talk about that. You're on the air.
Oh, let me get this off my mind the first thing.
That'll be fine.
Do you remember back, why did they impeach and he had to resign Richard Nixon? What was his problem?
What was his problem? It was the Watergate. He actually...
Wait a minute, what did they do?
What did he do?
They broke into...
Oh, yes. Yeah, they broke into the Democrat National Headquarters.
Okay, keep that in your mind now. Last week, on the program, Mr. Salmon, they was a councilman, broke in to the city of La Follette,
Okay, I'm
the
listening.
hole in the door, went in, took a crowbar, got out, bought said personal property, lipstick, tampon and stuff like that. Do you, as a smart man and a businessman,
Well, I don't know about that smart. I have been in business one way or another for a long time.
do you believe that Richard Nixon, he had to resign the presidency? This councilman admitted to doing this damage to this office, this public building. I do not understand if you had went in there, put a pair of sunglasses on, and like Johnny Cochran said, a ball cap, you'd still be Oriole Gibson. And done that, went in there and wore that lockout, opened that desk, took. You really don't think you got personal property? I don't think so.
Well, let me just kind of.
And wait a minute, and the police, it was in the police station, Oriole.
I understand.
Anybody else, a public person, a citizen of La Follette, would have went in there and done that. Now, last week in the paper, we see where they put them cameras up, or, you know, that can't happen no more.
Yeah.
Explain to me that now. We'll go through the Richard Nixon. We know he broke into the Watergate and stole papers. This councilman broke into the city offices and stole private stuff, the tampons and lipstick and stuff like that. You tell me the difference.
Okay. You know, the truth is, the matter is, I don't have an answer for you as far as knowing why nothing was done or how it actually happened. I can say this, the difference between what Nixon did, he tried to cover it up. He hid it and lied about it for a long time. And
why did he keep the tapes? I mean, that was kind of stupid of the President of the United States keeping tapes saying what he's done.
Right. And so that was a big mistake that he made. And now he actually volunteered and resigned rather than going through the impeachment process.
And there's a lot of people went to jail over that too.
Yes, absolutely. And the difference between it here, actually, that councilman had a key to get into that office, but he didn't have a key.
No. He had a key to get into the building.
Well, to get into the building, but that's what I really meant to say. And then he did break a lock to get in and get into a desk. And you know, it was a big issue before they found out who it was.
And nothing was done.
Then, you know, it was reported and it went through, and unless the chief of police or somebody decided that they wanted to arrest him.
That's what I say. If it would have been you.
If it had been anybody other than the city councilman, they would have probably went to jail. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you believe in your heart of hearts that all he took out of that desk was personal items, lipstick?
Well, to me, that's really an irrelevant issue. The whole issue.
Because there's a lawsuit involved in it. It'll come back one of these days.
Well, here the relevancy of this thing is actually breaking into a room.
And he got out of it.
And that really, if the district attorney wants to take that to a grand jury and move it to a grand jury, But evidently during that time, and we were talking about election time, it wasn't that far from election time, then during election times, a lot of strange things happens.
But he went to jail the first time. I mean, when he admitted to it, they should have took him to jail.
I understand that, but
And taking that trip to Memphis, wrecking that car, spending the vaulted $449 apiece. That's public money. There's people out there that can't pay their taxes right now, RL.
yeah.
Because they're on fixed income. Bobby mentioned looking at their houses.
Well, let me just say one other thing about it.
I love that.
One other thing about this. Even after these things happen, this guy gets elected. I mean, evidently, it's not a big enough issue for all the people in La Follette to not re-elect him. So the man has a lot of clout.
How long would he been in jail for breaking and entering?
I don't know that
He would have been out of jail for 2 or 3 years. Nixon and Alderman and that Watergate thing, they stayed in jail for years.
well, the two Halderman and Lieberman stayed in jail 2 or 3 years. Yeah, but
They broke into a public building.
and Liddy, the one that actually doing the breaking in, the other two didn't break in. They was Nixon's right-hand man. And but anyway, let me just say this about the whole thing. Whenever you're in public office, believe me, whether you want to believe it or not, or want to accept it or not, there's a certain amount of clout there that you hold being in that position, and sometimes, unless they see that there's some really, things that's there to cause you to be, if you kill or hurt somebody or nothing. And what they did is, I guess, just evaluated what the damage was done to anything. Was anybody hurt? Was anybody, did anybody get hurt, or did it increase?
People will get hurt on this, RL. You just hang on. I wish RL Henson or Mr. Gary Kidd was calling and comment on that. That's all I'm going to say about the subject.
Okay, appreciate your comment. No, in my way of thinking, you do care, if you get elected, you do carry some clout. So when you weigh the damage that was done, other than just what I would call a stupid act, basically, of breaking and entering in that particular room. But what damage was done to the community? Weigh that. There was none. Nothing to, and so in that kind of case, by bringing a lawsuit or trying to put someone in jail or trying to convict them of a crime, it costs a lot of money to do that. It costs a lot of money. It just don't happen because someone like that has a lot of clout. They have a lot of backing. And to convict them of something that would be more than a slap on the wrist is just not worth it. Because weigh the damage. The only thing that was really hurt, it should have been, was his reputation. There was no, maybe a $20 lock. And doing that is just beyond me. I can't understand the issue, why it was even done. But then when you weigh that and you look at the position, what are you going to get from it? He's not going to lose his position. Even if they put him in jail overnight, he's not going to lose his position. And so when you weigh the damage, it's his character was the only thing that would probably been damaged. You're on the air.
So if you're an elected official and you carry a lot of clout, does that mean that you're above the law?
No, it doesn't mean you're above the law. It just means that you're handled in a little bit of different ways a lot of times. I guarantee you that. And just like I guarantee you, a banker or someone with a lot of money, they will be treated a little different in the eyes of the law than they would be someone that's possibly going to be doing this more than once or this and that. And I'm not saying it's a fair system, but that's just reality. You know what I'm saying?
So the county, so that if a normal citizen went in there that doesn't carry a lot of clout, they wouldn't have arrested them. You're telling me they wouldn't arrest them?
Oh, I guarantee you they'd have been arrested. They'd have been arrested, but whenever they dish out the penalties, it may have not. They might have just dropped the case and said, okay, or put you on a probation or something. And if you do this again, this is what's going to happen. And like I say, our system's not a perfect system. Now, and you just brought up something that's very interesting. And I wasn't going to bring it up until after the next break. In fact, but I'm not going to, because right now I don't have enough time to actually talk about the next subject I was going to talk about. But it's just it's just facts that people are treated a little different. And now just take me. I have fought the highway patrol over ATVs. They can ride them up here on at 141 at Royal Blue and come into the highway and go over and get their gasoline or get their food or whatever, and that's owned by the state. Ride Royal Blue is operated through the state. Well, Brimstone Recreation is a private business. And we fought for 8 years, to get to ride along the side of the road in the town of Huntsville. And we only get to do that twice a year. Memorial Day weekend and it's not going to be Labor Day this year. It's going to be the 18th and 19th of September, that for 2 days that we can ride along the road in Huntsville. But you go up to Royal Blue and you'll see 40 or 50 of them sometimes out there running up and down that road. Well, they send the highway patrol over in Scott County, and I'm one of them that's got a ticket, and I had to pay for it. Couldn't get out. I took it to court because I felt like I was being treated differently. But if I'd have been riding up here on the highway, and I wasn't on the highway either. I was over in the gravels and the grass. But if I'd been up here on Highway 63, riding up and down the road there from over to the chip mill or down to the where you turn off and go down into Royal Blue, it's a lot further than what I was riding. I guarantee you I wouldn't got a ticket. So what's the difference? Like I said, there's just, when you're messing with the state.
To get back to the breaking and entering real quick. If the district attorney or the chief of police is listening to this show and this man has admitted to it, he is not above the law, period. If any normal resident of Campbell County would have done what he done, they would have been.
I don't doubt that one bit.
Postponed. They would have had to wait and see if there was an indictment. He'd have probably, his first offense, he'd probably been put on probation and had to pay all them fees. And what makes him any different other than he's an elected official and he's got clout? Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. And what he just said, that's truth. There's no denying it. And again, if you bring charges, where are those charges going to lead? Nowhere. The biggest things that probably come out of that would be costing the cost of court and replacing a lock. And basically, he had the right to be in the building because he has a key. But now, why that door was locked, I don't know. I have no idea. And I just think it was a bad judgment, and it probably should have been treated just a little different. But we're talking about it's election time, and the guy evidently can influence quite a few voters because he gets elected every time. So I'm telling you, these politicians, they do look other ways whenever it's election time on a lot of things. Not only him, but you. Just say you, the two people just call him. If you have a lot of influence out in your neighborhood, and you can, and the people that's running for office, and they can count that you control quite a few votes, you're going to get treated different too. You'll get favors paid to you. Because almost every politician, almost all of them, let's just say 90% of them, is out there to get reelected. So they gotta throw favors sometimes. Just like, I just take Tommy Hatman. Tommy was there to do the right thing. And I sit here and I told him, I don't know. I said, Tommy will not serve another term. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to disqualify him. And that's just the way our systems work. You're on the air.
Cliff Jennings just went into a place down there to get a Dr. Pepper. They took him to jail. Judge Lee Asbury was his attorney. That was a little after his resort.
How long ago has that been?
It was when Cliff was running that, or the city is running that establishment down there, that illegal. That was allegedly illegal, we put it that way. And Cliff told, we just went in there again and told Dr. Pepper. And I seen him at the courthouse. Cliff walking in the courthouse, and Judge Lee Asbury was his attorney. And he got out of it. I don't know how.
Well, I know how.
And I do believe for it. I do believe, listen, this is me personally, I do believe the police department knows that was there. I do believe they know. How could you not have known?
Well, you know, it's something that worked like that, you know good and well they had to know. They had to know. And like I say, well, whenever I get through with this next deal, you're going to be totally not surprised, but amazed, okay? Right now, I got to take a break, and we'll be back after these words from our sponsors. Thank you.
Hey, this is Mark with Insurance Consultants. You're used to seeing Blake McCoy sitting here, and I'm up here cutting a new commercial for y'all to look at. I help people with have Medicare and TennCare, and if you've got any questions about what you're eligible for, whether you should be getting extra benefits, is your plan changing, or do you even need anything to go with your Medicare, those are the types of questions I can help you with. Please give me a call at 1-866-691-5571. I'll be glad to give you a call, and as always, we charge nothing for our services. If we can help you in any way, we'll be glad to do it. Y'all have a good day.
Welcome to Raise Axe.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
The Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT. The Mule Pro FXT is engineered to smooth out the most rugged terrain. Over 8.5 inches of suspension travel make uneven surfaces feel a lot less jarring, while a tight 16-foot turning radius combined with electric power steering means easy and effortless cornering on a dime. Engine braking is tuned for a controlled feel when heading downhill, and high output LED headlights light up the way. Round out this exceptional package with the maximum stopping power of front and rear disc brakes, and there's almost nothing the Mule Pro FXT can't handle. The 2015 Mule Pro FXT.
Yeah, and we're back. True Value Homes. Hey, folks, True Value Homes. 663-8633. And if you're in the market for a home and you've got an acre of ground to put that on, or a lot, in most cases, you will have no problem financing a new home. That's True Value Homes. Just give them a call. Talk to Keith Klockfechter on 663-8633. Tennessee Outdoors on Bakers Highway. It's your local horse farm or outdoors equipment dealer, featuring long tractors, zero-turn mowers, and 48 months. 48 months, zero-free. They have firearms, ammunition, hunting and fishing supplies. Guns starting as low as $169. And folks, they've got a lot of guns, a lot of ammunition, and about anything you need for fishing, and a lot of, this is Tennessee Outdoors. It's all about outdoors. That's over in Huntsville on Baker Highway. They're about 2 miles when you pass the mall, and they'll be on your right. You go around the big bend when you go into that straight before you get to the red light, which you can see the red light. It'll be the building right on the right. You can't miss it. That's Tennessee Outdoors. Also, Ron's Golf Cart and Flea Market. Hey, Ron's got a lot of things going on right now, and I got a list here. Let me, this wallet. He got this lady's wallets. They're nice. I mean, they're nice. And then that wristlet. It's the wallet's $30. The wristlet. These things must be very expensive. They look good too. I mean, really good. And Ray-Ban sunglasses is $20 at Ron's. And also Riggs Drugs at Jacksboro. They're open Saturdays now until 1 o'clock. And they also take Humana insurance. Now, I told you I was going to talk to you about something right after we come back. And thank Jerry Chadwell doing the research on this and getting back with me and giving me some of this information. But I want to talk about your sessions judge. And I know I've had a lot of calls about the sessions judge since she was elected. And you know and I know. And she sat right here on this set and said what she would do. And she said God told her to run for that office. And she didn't run from that statement. She also said, one person called and said, aren't you going to use whatever the laws of the state of Tennessee says? She said, she didn't say, I will use those. She said, God will be my guide, but I will run a strict courtroom. Well, according to the chief of police in Jacksboro, since Miss Salmon has been the judge, the crime rate has dropped dramatically. Now, why would it drop dramatically under this judge? And the judge is only, and she hasn't been there a year yet. She won't be there a year until September the 1st. Now, what has she done? She's forced lawyers to come to the court in a business manner, dressed properly, socks on, no sandals. Now that's the business end of it. She's also, instead of these people that's just continuous defenders and just keep on offenders, I mean, that just keep on and keep on and keep on and just keep turning that door. They're not getting $1,000 bond in it. If you get a $1,000 bond, you only have to put up $100. You get a $2,000 bond, you get put up $200. But if you get a $10,000 bond, you got to put up $1,000. Or you go to jail. You put a $20,000 bond, you put up $2,000, or you go to jail. So these people that don't have a lot of money that just cannot get out, they go, and they know if I go in there again, mom or dad's going to kill me. You're on the air.
How are you?
Hey, I wondered if you had moved away.
No, I'm going to chime in on this one real quick, like.
Okay.
Well, I wonder if that is pre the Suboxone clinic opening up or not. Now, because that all run about the same time, so I know there's a couple of viewers out there that watch that, thought that they was going to start nailing people to the cross down there in Jacksboro, didn't want to get out of their cars and had to go trade plumbing knocks and everything because they was scared to death of the boogeyman down there. or if it's because of her, because both run hand in hand. So I just wonder if that, and if they give any report of how much the crime has rose around that area down there. So I just want to jump back and hear some calls and see what.
I want some calls too. I need some input so we, I don't sit here and look at this wall for 2 hours. That drives me crazy.
Trust me, I'll chime back in, but I just want to see if it's.
Well, now this is according to the chief of police down there, Mr. Chapman.
Right, in Jacksboro.
Yeah, and he says that Walmart, the theft out of Walmart and stuff has decreased dramatically.
Well, maybe people is getting on the Suboxone and getting off drugs. I wonder if that has any.
Well, I don't know.
I wonder if that would strike across their mind in him, because did he say if they had rash break-ins around the Walmart community down there, or?
Well, now like I say, I'm going by the information that Mr. Chapman actually shared with me.
Right, but I mean, I'm sure that if it was, if he tells you that Walmart's crime down, but I would imagine that the crime around Walmart has went down, would you?
Yes.
I was just wondering if that's the way my way of thinking is.
Well, my way is just the same way. I'd say if it's down at Walmart, it's down there, because they don't want to go in front of that judge, I'll tell you that.
Right. Well, I agree with you, so I just wanted to see, that way I can stir the pot a little bit here, so I hope I can pick some people off and I get you some calls in there.
Okay, appreciate it.
If it slows down, I'll holler at you, brother.
Okay, thanks.
See you, buddy.
Bye-bye. But what do you think about that? I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there, because I get negative calls all the time, but what do you think about that? You're on the air.
Hey, big guy, you're looking awful good tonight.
Oh, wait, I got some good news.
You sound perky and upbeat.
Well, the good news is not about me tonight. My wife, since last March was a year ago, you know, her heart was operating in the 20s.
Yeah.
20%. And today, it was in the 40s. It's almost double.
So your wife's doing a lot better.
Yes.
Well, that's uplifting. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, and not only
a lot of people was praying for you and her.
And not only that, you know, with the stuff that's been going on with me, and it's still going on, but just to hear that she's doing better has to help me.
Yeah.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Oh, I want to clarify this thing about Amanda Salmon. Now, she's a great judge, real strict, and you know, people that have learned how to work the legal system don't want somebody strict in there, so they're going to be real critical of her. So she's obviously doing a good job. Anytime people criticize your sheriff or chief of police or your judge, you know they're doing something right.
Well, Jamie Cotton must be the most best judge in the world, because boy, they're on him all the time.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to get me a debate with him on Abraham Lincoln.
Well, I'll tell you this, just 3-4 weeks ago, I had a good conversation with his wife, and she did pass it on. I know he's a very busy man. She said, you know, he's very busy, but I assure you that whenever he had the time, he would love that.
That would be a great show. We'll do it Sunday night, no nighter, and then over here on Monday night, if that's all right with you.
Well, it sounds great with me if
But hey, I want to give credit for that drop of crime in Jacksboro where it belongs. Rusty Orrick has built a 5-star hotel down there with catered meals, heated mattresses. It's just absolutely wonderful place, and these people have decided to move in and stay. So crime has dropped accordingly. So we have to give Rusty Orrick credit, and all them change orders and all that extra money he spent and everything with that 5-star hotel, and that brought crime down, because these guys moved in and want to stay. It works. We had no idea New Jail would be that effective.
you know,
you remember I called in and asked Jared Epler how I could get a room down there. He kind of laughed, but he didn't have any suggestions. I was looking for some kind of victimless crime I could commit. Give me about 5-10 years down there of comfort in that 5-star hotel.
I'll tell you this, if I was homeless and I had nowhere to go, I'd be in jail.
Well, hey, they take good care of you in there.
I definitely would be in jail if I was homeless.
Get 3 cots. Some places you get TV and library privileges.
Right.
All kinds of stuff. So, hey, you know, if you've done all the traveling you want to do, like you've seen half the world. So you don't need to go anywhere else.
I don't want to ever go anywhere. I could go.
You'd be comfortable down there.
I got enough frequent flyer miles left for me and my wife. We could go around this world twice. And
I got one piece of bad news.
what's that?
A thing came out on the internet. I just got a copy of it today. I sent you a copy. I don't think you read your emails anymore. But they rated all 104 towns and cities.
I've got this right here in front of me, and I'm fixing to talk about that.
LaFollette ranked worst in the state
of Tennessee.
And the way they evaluated it had to do with taxes, crime, education, businesses leaving, government, empty buildings, road conditions.
You know, 1/3 of
our leaders in LaFollette, city of LaFollette, have really let us down big time.
1/3 of the people that live in LaFollette, with a family of 4, is under the poverty level, under $20,000 a year.
Taxes is another thing.
Taxes was the 3rd highest taxes in any city in the state.
Oh, I'll tell you what, our government, our local government has really let us down. They are abusing their offices to give all their friends and relatives jobs, whether they're fit for those jobs or not. And it's political. Everything's political. Nothing's done for the people that really live here and the people that pay the dues, the taxes. The businesses, our city is not doing anything for them. All they're doing is taking from them. Our mayor and city council, and not just the current group, but this has gone back a few years. They have been really dragging this city down.
Well, now, let me ask you this. Now, in rating this, it says that it does not measure the likes of beauty, the friendly people, or hunting spots, you know, and one of the things around here is hunting is and fishing is very, very important. So, but the two things that
fish at downtown LaFollette already.
But you could come here and stay and spend your. But another thing that LaFollette does not have, it does not have a has it got one manufacturing company or 2 or 3? That Northcraft don't make boats anymore, do they?
Oh, I want to make one more point. If you got 1 minute.
Oh well, I got 10 minutes.
TVA sponsored an economic development forum this past week. I think they had it at the Chamber of Commerce, wherever they meet. Not one single city councilman from all 4 cities showed up. Not one single mayor showed up. Not one single county commissioner showed up. Not one single elected official in our county showed up.
Where was this at?
It was held here at Chamber of Commerce. TVA had an economic development forum. You know, and that's to help our county develop economically. You know,
right.
Give suggestions and talk about things that would help Campbell County and the city of LaFollette. But not one single county commissioner went, not one single school board member, not one single mayor or city councilman, no county commissioners, nobody from the planning board, nobody from the, what do they call it, industrial development board, nobody from that showed up.
That's a disgrace.
So, you know, I mean, they come to try to help our county, but the people we have elected and appointed to office don't feel like it's necessary for them to learn anything. To go to these sponsored forums, and you know, they hold these all over the state.
Right.
So, you know, they can bring ideas in here.
You know what?
But nobody wants to help this county. They just want their office, they want their benefits and money, and they want to get as many of their friends and relatives in office or in jobs they can, and they don't want to help the county. And their solution is to raise taxes.
Well, I'm sure that this tax rate had a lot to do with the county tax rate, but the added on to your city taxes here. And
remember Cliff Jennings and Bob, or I don't think Bob was on the city council at that time. He might have been, but we had a 67% tax increase in the city of Raleigh after Lobertini. You know,
that's been about 10 years ago.
Lobertini, yeah, but you know we're still suffering from that. I mean, anytime you raise taxes, you suck money out of the economy and you drive the economy down. And people sell their homes and they leave, they pack their businesses up and they move somewhere else. I was talking to a lady from North Carolina. Her husband bought 200 acres over here in Hancock County on the other side of Sneedville, and she said the drop in taxes is making her payments as compared to they own 28 acres up near Asheville, North Carolina. They bought 200 acres down here, and their savings and taxes alone is making the payments on their property here.
Well, I don't doubt that a bit.
But that's Hancock County.
Right.
And you know, you cannot solve your economic problems by raising taxes. You know, when that county commission won't even go to an economic development forum, and they won't even cut spending, but they'll sit down there and want to raise taxes.
Well, I'll tell you what, the town of Oneida, I don't care what anybody says about Jack Blake.
Well, Oneida don't qualify.
No, they don't have 5,000 people in it.
They don't have 5,000 people. But Oneida, I think if they did it like 2,000 and up, I think Oneida would be in the top 20 in the state of Tennessee.
The worst places to live or best places?
Best place. I think they would be really good.
In the best, exactly right. I think be in the, because you cannot.
I went to school with Jack Lay. You know, I taught him how to carry a football. He scored on Miami touchdown.
You're not going to find a town that size that has the recreation facilities that Oneida has. You will not find a small town that they've got with a park like they've got. They've even done their sidewalks. He told me, now he's been there, no, at least 12 years now, but he had been there 10 years when he and I were talking about this issue. And he told me, he said, RL, since I've been here, I've secured $25 million in grants.
Well,
they're going to be given away. I don't care who you are, where you're at. And that money is there. It's going to go to somebody.
He knows how to divert it toward his community.
Absolutely. And I think that
leadership, see, we don't have that kind of leadership here.
Well, I think that's what Bob Fenton was fighting for, to get this guy that secured millions of dollars for Knoxville, and he's a retired person, to come in here and be a grant writer.
Well, you're talking about Ray Olin.
Yes.
As chief of police.
Right.
Well, he's gonna, maybe we'll see. We'll see if
and that has a whole lot to do with at least the community. Oh, and not only that, La Follette right now they're really in trouble with their golf course. It might not last.
Hey, we're in trouble with everything.
And
La Follette is going down the tubes so fast it ain't.
But Oneida,
Frank, worst city in the state. That means every one of our leaders need to be thrown out.
No. But Oneida owns the golf course over there.
Well, there you go. See.
Well, I think it would be a disgrace for La Follette to lose their golf course. It's a good recruiting tool when you've got someone that tries.
For hospital, we lost all the money we got from selling the hospital. We lose everything because we have so many thieves that get on these boards, and they siphon off the money to their pet projects, their friends and relatives. You can't build anything in this community. It's like the Boys and Girls Club over here. Where's that money? That money is that we do know 10,000 went as a deposit for a fishing tournament. But
But they try to say that we misused that money. We didn't. I guarantee the Boys and Girls Club of Scott County did not, or the Upper Cumberlands did not use one penny of.
Oh, I know it. You gave it all back, and somehow William Beard got control of it, and now nobody has any idea where it is.
Well, and
if anybody asks, they just say, "Well, I don't know."
Well, at that time, the vice mayor was trying to put it off on us until I went and, if I hadn't heard anything about it, you all would still be believing that Scott County shut Campbell County out of a bunch of money.
Well, I got news for you. This old boy never did believe it was Scott County's fault, because you don't have that good a Boys and Girls Club as you guys got over there and have corruption. Over here, the reason we don't have a Boys and Girls Club is because the money was rifled off, siphoned off, and nobody knows where it is now. So we got no Boys and Girls Club.
You know that.
You know, and it's that way all throughout our community. That's why La Follette is the worst city in the state of Tennessee with a population of 5,000 or more. That's why we don't have a Boys and Girls Club. That's why we don't have anything. Businesses leave because they want kickbacks and payoffs.
Well, here's another thing that I don't understand. You know, you guys have had the right to sell liquor in La Follette for what now, 7 or 8 years. No one will do anything about it because
that's not panacea that will solve all our problems.
But no, it will help solve that problem, though. I bet you on that.
No.
Those people that's down on that lake, instead of going to Knoxville or to Oak Ridge to get their, and the taxes on that is enormous.
Well, everybody goes to that barn over in Carroll, liquor barn. Have you ever been in there?
Yeah.
You know, it don't look that big on the outside, but you get inside there. My God, they got liquor plumb to the ceiling.
Well, I guarantee you that in that building, the town of Huntsville, the Carroll should be strutting in high cotton, because I guarantee you that there's at least $250,000 or maybe even $500,000 worth of stock in that building.
Well, some of the worst corruption in Campbell County is Carroll City Hall. And you know that. You know Jerry Chadwell well enough to know what's going on down there. And it was so bad, and he tried to do something about it. Nobody would help him. And, you know, it's a lost cause when you don't get any help.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know that.
I appreciate you taking my call and sharing all this time, and I hope we solve some of the problems.
Okay. I appreciate your call.
Hey, thank you much.
Thank you.
Hey.
Bye-bye. Okay, we're going to go to break. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Mark Beckman with Independent Insurance Consultants. You're used to seeing Blake McCoy sitting here. We decided to change it up a little bit. I'm helping folks with their Medicare and TennCare questions. If you've got Medicare Part A and Part B, if you've got TennCare to go along with that, you most likely qualify for extra benefits at no cost. Please give us a call, 866-691-5571.
Welcome to Razax.
Razax has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call Razax today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years. I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance. So feel free to come in or call in any time, and I'll be glad to help you.
Now with a full line of independent rear suspension options, the all-new Foreman Rubicon and Rancher automatic DCT models are equally ready to work and have fun. Part of the growing ATV family from Honda.
Okay, folks, we're back. Now, I know that Hazel Valley goes back and forth to Scott County. When you're going through there and you know where Tennessee Outdoors at, you at least stop by there and tell them that RL sent you. You wanted, because you're one of those guys that just can't get enough of guns. And so it's your Husqvarna outdoor equipment dealers featuring lawn tractors, zero-turn mowers, and so 48 months, 4 years, folks, interest-free. And they have a lot of guns, ammunition, hunting, fishing stuff, supplies. You go by and tell them that RL sent you. Also, True Value Homes in Huntsville, 663-8633. If you own a plot of land, you can get a home. Also, Ron's Golf and Flea Market. Folks, he's got the golf carts down there now, and I'll tell you, you go in and browse around in his store, you're going to find it's very clean, everything's priced, he's a good fellow to talk to. That's Ron's Golf and Flea Market. Also, Riggs Drugs in Jacksboro is open on Saturdays until 1 o'clock, and they also take Humana Insurance. Now that caller just called, give me a call back. We'll definitely like to put you on, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, but got to get my sponsors in. Now I wanted to go back to this, I want to get this for sure. You're on the air.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes, sir.
Ride Royal Blue is one of the most economical things that has ever happened to Campbell County. I had a state official in my office this week, and the gentleman told me that Ride Royal Blue has paid more money into the Treasury than every license, fishing license, hunt license that was sold in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you something. I don't have any problems with Ride Royal Blue, that's for sure. I don't have anything with riding these mountains. It's a great thing. I just think that the Highway Patrol should treat us all the same.
I agree with 100%. But to bring that kind of money to Campbell County, Stinking Creek has no decent roads. There is $1 million development going on. Next door to Ride Royal Blue, a restaurant, a 12-apartment motel, park your trailers. Anybody that's not been to Stinking Creek within the last 6 months needs to drive down there. I just sold off to 2 people, one from Florida and one from Nashville. The old farm barn, there's a $50,000 wedding chapel that's been developed at the present time. The next property is a gentleman from Florida. It looks like a golf course. Across the road you will have, it's as quick as the plans is developed, there is going to be $1 million operation there. Stinking Creek deserves a decent road if they're going to bring that kind of money into Campbell County.
Well, I agree with you 100%.
I had a developer from Sevierville in my office this week, and they're looking at Stinking Creek as the next Sevierville. And they explained to me you need a decent road. Well, you only can get a decent road, I guess, if you got the money to do it with. It appears the money is not there. But in order for us to bring this kind of money into Campbell County and to have the state troopers stopping people and writing tickets and the businessmen trying to bring the money in and the state trying to kill it off, it's really not appropriate.
I would like to invite you to come to Scott County on September the 19th. You will see more riders than probably any place that there is in the United States or the world at one time. It's unreal. And you'll see 20, maybe 25,000 riders.
Mr. Gibson, if you drive down Stinking Creek to the little farm, 4 miles off I-75, any Saturday afternoon, I go down usually once a week, if not twice, because I own the farm. There will be 50 to 100 four-wheelers. We did it for a joke. We put a sign up, $10 four-wheel wash. They put it in the wrong place. They picked it up, put it back up in front of the farmhouse. The little boy that lives there gets free rent to look at the things. He's making $400 to $500 a week. He told me he had blown in the refrigerator yet. Never had that before. And one guy gave him a $30 tip to wash his four-wheeler with. We try to bring this money and the development here.
Right.
We sure don't need the state to try to knock us down.
Amen. I tell you, but they don't hit you guys like they hit us. In fact, about 3 weeks ago, I'd stopped at the Shell station up there on 141 and to fill up with gas and over at the other pump right over where I was at. This guy hollered at me and he said, "Hey, RL," and I looked over and I said, "Yeah." He said, "Where you headed?" I said, "I'm headed home." I said, "Where you going?" He said, "I'm headed home." He said, "I live in Scott County too." I said, "Well, why aren't you riding Brimstone? You got 300 miles of trails at Brimstone and they're good." He said, "I don't get harassed over here." And so evidently you guys are not getting harassed as much as we are, but we've worked hard and it's turning around somewhat. I think the state's beginning to realize just how much money is in it. You go to West Virginia or even in western part of Virginia, and those towns, they welcome you to come in and ride around McDonald's or Hardee's. They want you to come in town. Well, if you tried to come into town from up at Stinking Creek there, you couldn't. They'd have everybody in jail. But you know that in West Virginia, from one vineyard to the next vineyard, they have where you can ride on the highway for 6 miles to the next getting off place. And what does our legislative body do? Nothing. They try to stop it because we have too many people complaining about it.
Oh yes, but see, RL, all the elderly people on Stinking Creek, they've done gone to heaven. And the time is already here. If the state will work with a businessman that's trying to bring the tourist dollars here. Now, coming Labor Day, Miss Westray, I brought her from Dayton, Ohio here 8 or 10 years ago. I managed to do the deal where she's at now. And she has absolutely done a tremendous job and got people from all over the United States come and stay there for 2 or 3 weeks at a month at a time. They all spend their money here. North Ride Royal Blue is bringing more money to Campbell County on the tourist dollars at the present time than Norris Lake. Now that's the fact. That's figures.
Yeah, and that's what people just don't understand. But now, I tell you, I haven't been up there, but next Monday, if I don't forget it, and there's nothing holding me back, I might just drive down through there to just and drop by and maybe check in or look in, and we can talk about a little bit more of what you got up there, okay?
Just stop down to the 2 most beautiful places that you'll ever see. Colorado has nothing like it. Just stop. You'll find the nicest people that you'll ever meet in your life. Stop and visit with them and see exactly where Stinking Creek's going. Number 2, getting off of Stinking Creek, the city of La Follette, where my business is at, we have no hope. If you take a man that will put in his application, guaranteeing you a fire truck for $1 million for free, bringing 3,000 jobs in a year and a half, half of La Follette's building is empty, and then they turn around and vote in a man for a city administrator that is nowhere qualified, and you got a garbage truck driver as a mayor, elected by the hat makers, then there is no hope unless the good Lord has an earthquake or does something good for
Well,
us.
now, aren't you a hat maker?
90% of the people here are hat makers.
Oh, okay.
If they're not, they're married one.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, man. Folks, there's more money. And that's right now. I know that most of you people here are in Republicans. And think that everything is just so bleak and going straight to down the hole. But you can't get into a restaurant hardly today at McDonald's. I guarantee you at 3 o'clock there was a 35 or 40 minute waiting time. They were lined up going through the west end where you order all the way back around in the thing, almost back down to the bank, and where you turn in from the east side, it was backed up to the road. And everywhere you look, you're on the air.
Hey, RM, I got a strange question to ask you.
Okay.
If anybody buy a vehicle from an individual and they got it from somebody else, you ever heard of anybody else that person applied for the lost title and your title's no good, keep you from getting it?
Now what? Say this again.
Okay. If you buy a vehicle from an individual, like you.
You buy something from me, yes.
Okay, and you got it from somebody else. And then, and they wouldn't go back to apply a lost title. And try to take the vehicle and you can't register.
Yeah,
the title.
I got some. I know what you're saying. I've seen this case before. It's where was the vehicle from?
La Follette.
So the vehicle was here in La Follette. And it was gone through 2 different hands.
Yes.
And you applied for a lost title.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure that there's a way to get a title if now there's certain things on automobiles that disqualify you from ever titling it in the state of Tennessee. If if that vehicle has been underwater, say if it's been in a flood or if it's or anything, you can't title a vehicle in the state of Tennessee that's done that.
Okay.
And if that vehicle was stolen and there's no proof of how, or no one ever come forth, because somebody has to be responsible for that vehicle somewhere, and if they've never come forward and they don't know where that vehicle come from, they won't title it. So, but if you can get proof of whoever owned that vehicle or actually purchased that vehicle and had the title last, there's got to be, if you go down to the county court clerk's office, and you take that information, they should be able to tell you exactly who had that registered last.
Okay, we had the title. We got the title.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that person was, their name was on there, and they applied for lost title. You know, and they canceled his title.
Now, I don't know about something like that. The only thing that I can tell you is that you go to the county court office, and they are the ones that will tell you what or how they could get that title registered for you.
Well, they told me we can't do it because of the name on the title. But she applied it, none of it.
Well, now, that's what I'm saying. They've got to have proof of whoever the name is on that title. They have to have proof, because if they was register it wanted that they didn't have proof of who that was, everybody be stealing vehicles and register them. They have to have the proof who owned that vehicle. They have to have that. And who was it registered? Who was it registered to last?
Well, they got mad because this person had got it from an individual. They got mad and applied for duplicate. And they want us to pay for it.
Well, now that they might, like you said, register it, but you'd have to pay for that search and for the taxes that would be on it. But that's all I can tell you, ma'am. I really don't know. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't want to give you no wrong information, okay?
Well, thank you.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Yeah, RL, I believe what that lady is trying to say, she bought a vehicle, and they gave her the title, and before she got it registered, the people that owned the vehicle went and reapplied for a lost title.
Yeah, I understood that.
Which it would kill that title, and the other title would go back to the other people.
And that's what the people that originally owned it, that's got to be the proof. They've got to go back to that and bring it and get it to the court and run it through.
What I'm saying is that if they file for a lost title, it comes back in their name. Even though it's registered to them, they sold it with that other title, and they file for a lost title before the other people get it registered.
Boy,
the title will come back to the original owner, and there's nothing they can do unless they get it signed and registered the day that they get it.
I agree with you. Yeah, but how would somebody?
30th, I'll get out. It happens.
God, that's criminal, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, it should be. By all means, it should be. But it's their word against their word.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah, and I believe that's what the lady was talking about there.
Okay.
All right, let me ask you a question. Did you hear anything been requested in prayer this morning for Monty Miller's family?
No.
I wonder what happened.
I have no idea. Nobody has said anything to me at all about anything like that.
Yeah, well, did you hear who that was on that ski boat out there that hit that pontoon?
No.
Trying to get out there at Cedar Creek. I know they both got hurt. I just wondered if you heard anything on it.
No, I hadn't heard anything.
Well, one was on a jet ski and hit the pontoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you see.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And I'm glad to hear about your wife. I really am.
Oh, I appreciate that. Now,
I sure am.
I've spent a lot of time on the lake this summer, and I'm telling you, it's I believe if they made boats that do 200 mile an hour, and that when they get out in the middle of the lake, they're going to go 200 mile an hour.
There you go.
I don't know why they have if a boat, they just seem like every one of them goes as fast as it'll go.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, people's talking about all them Yankees out there running them. But I'm gonna tell you what, those Yankees are bringing a lot of bucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You ought to be out there putting up welcome signs. Thank you, and come back.
Yeah, come back and park here.
and bring your friends.
Yeah, bring it up. Very good talk.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Now, folks, I'm open to talk to you about anything you want to talk about, because I've got my agenda done tonight. I've got to talk about all those things but now, there's one of them that I just hadn't had any response on, but this one, and I need a lot of response on it. You're on the air.
Hey, Ariel, you said something about the golf course closing down or something. Talk about that a little bit.
No, I said there's a possibility you guys could lose your golf course, and that would be a disaster.
What's the problem?
Well, there's probably not enough people playing, and I'd say Bobby up there is probably working himself to death, and not enough money to operate it.
Well. All right, appreciate it.
You're welcome. Not enough members. You got to have members, folks, and you got to have a lot of input. And now I don't know whether La Follette owns that golf course up there or not. I'm talking about the town of La Follette. I don't know whether they actually own the golf course or not. I know that in Scott County, a few years back, Oneida did purchase the golf course. You're on the air?
Ariel, you was talking about all the cars around 3 o'clock around McDonald's. It's all the people having to stop and get their kids something to eat because of the school lunches. It's ridiculous. They're starved to death by the time you pick them up.
Oh, man.
And I want to...
They ain't got the cafeterias open yet or something?
Yeah, the cafeterias are open. It's just Obama's wife, what she does about the school lunches and...
About eating the right stuff or something?
Yeah, and I went up there parent visitation day and went in the lunchroom, and they had maybe a half a cup of chili beans, 1 pack of wheat crackers, and a half of a banana. That's not enough for those kids.
No. But now, my grandson, I don't know, he last year, and it's been just 2 days at home, but he comes home and I say, do you want to go get something to eat? You want Papa to fix you something other? I actually went because he loves steak, and I don't give him steak. I can't afford steak all the time. But anyway, I went and bought steaks. So whenever he come home Thursday and Friday, I could say, Papa, I went and got us a steak. You want to have a steak? No, I'm not hungry, Papa. Not hungry. But now I know what you're talking about. There's definitely a problem there as far as I'm concerned, because like I went to the doctor today, and I go to the VA, and they wanted me to take a class for diabetics. And I said, honest and truly, and I shouldn't be saying this, and if there's a lot of kids watching, I don't know. But I said, no, I don't want to take any classes for diabetic, because I could spend as much time, or I can spend whatever time But I am not going to go by a strict diet. I like pinto beans. I like potatoes. I like my pork chop. I like a steak every once in a while. And hey, I've lived almost 74 years. I'm not going to worry about how many more years I live, because one of the things that I enjoy the most in life is my food.
Yes.
So
another thing I was going to ask you is, you had heard about where they got the autopsy report back on that little boy in Virginia, the Kenny Bartley.
no, I haven't heard anything on that.
But it was on the news. I didn't get all of it. I heard they said that it was a blunt force trauma to his head.
Yeah, that's what they said whenever he first, but they're saying it was a fall.
So the way I took it, they're not saying now that
It was a fall. They said,
there was other injuries.
oh my God.
There was other injuries.
Yeah, Lordy.
He should have never been allowed around that child.
Ah, Lordy. Well, there's one thing that's for sure, and I'm definitely not a doctor, and I've never met the young man or anything like that. But through all this stuff that's happened, you have to know that something's not working just right.
Exactly. I mean, to treat his parents and threaten his parents, I mean, that right there tells you there's something wrong.
There's something that's not, for much things that they've went through to help the kid to get out of prison, trying to do this and do that, but none of us knows what the young man went through going in as an adult when he was 14 years old into an adult prison. We probably just can't imagine it. And I don't know. It's just a sad situation, isn't it?
But yes, it is, but I just hope the truth comes out.
I do too. I think it should come out.
Yes, it should.
Okay, appreciate your call.
You have a safe trip home.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, we ready to take a break, girl?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Mark with Insurance Consultants. You're used to seeing Blake McCoy sitting here, and I'm up here cutting a new commercial for y'all to look at. I help people have Medicare and TennCare, and if you've got any questions about what you're eligible for,